What's going on, YouTube family? I pray all is well with everyone. In this video we are going to talk about how to do a clean fade with braids already in your client's hair. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is comb the sides and the back of the hair. You want to do this to loosen up the hair. It's also going to help your clippers cut more efficient, and it's also going to help with your overall time getting this haircut done. I basically wanted to show you guys this method because it is a different method. I'm going to show you guys how to cut this for anybody that has a struggle with cutting the hair down. So as you guys see, I have my detachable 1/8 guard. I'll be using that with the grain at the top of the separation. With the grain, I'll be using the 1/8 guard. You can also do this with an adjustable clipper or 1 guard if they want to still keep it that dark. However, you can go do a lower guard like a 0 guard, but I prefer to use a 1 guard close, or what I'm using right now is the detachable's 1/8 guard. So what I'm basically doing, I'm just laying this down with the 1/8 guard because I am going to fade down, and you're going to see how this method helps focus on that top area. So right here you see me using the adjustable 1/8 close just to show you guys the difference of how they cut, and just to let you know that you guys can use this as well. That's the only reason why, but mainly I'm probably gonna go back with the 1/8 guard and do it that way. The next step is now using a 1.5 detachable guard. Now we're going to be going against the grain. Doing this helps you get the hairs you wasn't able to get with the grain and give a cleaner canvas and a cleaner blend when you do this method. As you guys see, I use a knuckle brush. I like using a medium brush to control the hair to make sure I'm not missing anything when I'm fading down. Anything under a 1.5, I use a brush. If it was above a 1.5, I will most likely use a comb. Not sure why, but I feel like that just works out best for me. Let me know in the comment section if you have a process of when you use your combs and your brushes. And right now I'm just focused on the top area with the 1.5, and I will be fading down. I also have a video on the fade down method that I will show you guys right here. I honestly feel like if you had never tried it before, I definitely feel like you should. It is a good way to just learn different fading methods. Fading down definitely can help you in other areas of your craft. So right where we started with the 1/8 guard, detachable guard, I am now using an against. That's going right below the 1.5 guard, and you guys will see that I'm not going all the way up to where I was with the 1.5 guard. With detachable blades, you have to make sure that you give the other blade enough space. It doesn't have to be too close, because if you do that, then your fade can turn into a high fade, and it will be really hard to not see the difference. So give yourself some space. You don't have to go all the way up. As you guys see, I'm slowing down right here. I'm just showing you guys exactly how far and how high I'm going up. I'm giving that top area some space. That was a 1.5. Just to lay that down, and I believe he wanted it still, he didn't want it bald, so I think I'm going to just use the 1 guard, and then that's just going to be the bottom area for the sides. The back I will taper out. I will show you that later in the video, but right now we got the number 1 guard on, and we're just going to continue to fade down. And as you see, I'm still giving myself enough space. As you guys see, I continue to brush almost every few strokes. Just want to make sure that I get I just want to make sure I get all the hair and lay it down nice and smooth so you can see the transition. Now I'm going to blend in the beard with the 1 guard. And just like with the top you started with the 1.5, I'm going to do the same thing with the beard. 1.5, 1A, then 1. And just with those 3 guards, you guys can see how they cut, man. They give out a nice clean cut. Alright, so right here I'm brushing down the front. We are going to be focusing on the front line and how to get this nice and straight with braids in the hair. Sometimes it can be hard, but make sure the key thing you do before you even cut anything, brush down the hair, separate what needs to be separated, and make sure that you get that hair to lay down nice and good so it looks all nice and even. And don't rush it, just take your time and make sure that you get it nice and smooth. And this is with the 1A guard, and we're just going to make sure everything looks blended. And right here I have OG Walker's Red Alert. It's a foam, it's a styling foam, where basically what it does is it lays the hair down and moisturizes it, and also lift up the frizz. Any hairs that doesn't just lay down naturally, it will like stick up, which you wanted to do that, because I will be going back with another method. It's called the raking method, and to lay the hairs down. And as you guys see, I didn't get it perfect. I clearly got too much foam on one side, and the rule of the shop, if there's too much product, just get a paper towel, clean it up, and go about your service. But I definitely love this foam. That has a good smell to it as well, and it definitely helps out the final look of the blend. And I'm also using a blow dryer to just lay it down, make it nice and smooth and moisturized. And like I said, if the hair doesn't want to lay down, it will like stick up, and I'm gonna get that down. And right now I'm using spritz. I use a spritz for the front line and then for the beard. And I do this process just like this first, so I'm gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna focus on doing the raking method, which is basically using the detachable clipper. I got a 0 guard. I'm gonna probably go halfway to almost close, and just go from the top and just graze the top down just a little bit, so I can focus on those hairs that might be sticking out, because you want all the hair to look nice and laid down. Mainly focus on the top area since it's the darkest area, which means it has more hair. Alright, right now we're going to focus on the neckline. You want to make sure you brush out. You want to make sure you brush the outline in a way that it grows. Your line will come out a lot better. I know sometimes your client's hair could be going the opposite way, and that's fine. If his hair doesn't direct outside but a direct inside, brush the way the hair grows and then line it up. And the reason why is because when you do that, it's going to show a more prominent line than you trying to brush it the opposite way, and then you don't get a prominent line. Just like we did on one side, we're going to do on the other side. When it comes to the neckline, make sure that you try to keep that line as natural as possible before you try to push in and you see that lighter discolor, or you see that lighter color of the skin, and that's due to you going too far in. And sometimes sometimes barbers can do that, but you don't want to be that barber. You want to be the barber that keeps the line where it naturally should be at, and making sure that the line looks nice and clean. And also, I was using a blade where a lot of people say this blade doesn't hit. As you guys see, it definitely hits. Now, this is the Graphite 2.0 blade. I'm focusing on the L shape. As you guys just seen, I'm trying to show you how the L shape should look. I had the Sean Cuts Hair card, and that's how I focus on how I make my vertical bars in my corners. L shape is very, very key. As you guys see, I'm mainly just using a corner of my trimmer to get this the shape up nice and clean. Make sure you're just taking your time. I know a lot of times we just want to see instant gratification, instant improvement. Take your time. It's going to take time to really get to a place where everything looks completely sharp, but you're going to get there. Just make sure that you're learning yourself and knowing what comes easy for you and what doesn't, and focus on the things that doesn't come easy, and work on it daily, man. Every client is a canvas. Every client is growth. So appreciate them because they help you get better. Now I'm focusing on the vertical bars, and as you guys see, I'm really trying to focus on keeping that L shape so this could be nice and clean. And the reason why I did it like this, because when somebody has braids in the front, you want to have the vertical bar. I mean, you just want to have the L shape, your corners done, so you know exactly where to go for the lineup in the front. And my client, he always wonders how I get his front line nice and clean without no enhancements. And I just take my time. I honestly do. I just take my time. So always starting within the middle, and I'm just gonna go to one side and then go to the next, and just continue to focus on making this a nice, even, clean front line. I had him facing the mirror just to make sure that this one side looks nice and straight before I go to the next side. And now we're just gonna work on the next side, y'all. Just take your time, like I said, and really see how you want your canvas to look, and then apply it. Look, he gets shocked every time, man. It's kind of interesting, you know. Your clients are really be amazed about the work that you do, and it makes you feel good when you make them feel good about themselves, you know. When I'm lining the mustache up, this is just me, my preference. I like to keep it natural. While I'm cutting it, I don't like, you know, the clients to bite down or anything like that. The only time I ask them to do that is when I'm shaving. But when I'm really like this, getting the shape of it, I do not like to have them like bite down or anything like that, because it's not in this natural form. You don't know what it's really gonna look like. Alright, so right now, the next thing we're gonna do is get the razor, make his lines nice and clean. They're already sharp, but this is just to add on that extra service, that extra clean. Separate yourselves from others. You just want to make sure that your canvas feel great about themselves every time they sit in your chair. You do not want them to second guess your work. Always apply quality over everything. I just take my time using my corners little by little. I'm using that thumb to push away to make sure I get that line nice and crispy. I think it's coming along really good. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section on how you think this haircut is coming out. Let me know what methods that you do use when it comes to anything that I just did in this video, when it comes to the fade down method, when it comes to your lineups, when it comes to razoring. Let me know what you guys do differently, and just let me know what works for you. I definitely feel like everybody has their own technique, and whatever works for you and you execute and you're doing the best quality that you can and your clients love it, then you're doing something right. Now we're doing the beard lineup. Just cleaning it up. He wanted to keep it right under the jawline, and that's where we're going to leave it and just clean it up from there. Now here's the reason why I also like this DLC blade. It's sharp, but it's not so sharp that it's too sensitive for me to use under the neck. The other trimmers that you guys see me use, that had the Graphite 2.0 on it. That one's my sharp one. Those are my hitters, and I do not use that under the neck. A lot of people are sensitive under there, so that's not automatic for me to use. Now when it comes to the inside of the beard and the mustache, he does like to keep that mainly just natural. I'll just clean it up basically for anything that's just hanging over. I don't do too much work in there, but he does like to keep a natural look. Alright, right now, I told you guys in the beginning of the video that I am going to fade out the back, even though I feel like you didn't need it. This is just me doing everything that I can for my client to make sure that they know I'm putting my all into this haircut. You do not want them to feel like they left with a half of a haircut, that they feel like they got to call somebody else to finish the haircut. Alright y'all, this is the video. That was the before. This is the after. If you have not subscribed yet, please make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Thank y'all for watching, and God bless.